Hi, my name is Josh Krieger. I'm a pastor at St. Paul's in Livonia, Michigan, and we are doing what everyone does. We're starting a podcast. We hope to talk about things that matter and things that don't, things that are silly and make us laugh, and things that, I don't know. What do you think, Al? Things that make us cry?
I primarily things that make us laugh. I'm very much less concerned about the audience laughing. Like, it's their choice to tune in or not. So as long as we're having a good time, I feel like that's kind of my goal.
Okay, I like that.
Mm-hmm. I'm Pastor Alex Groth. I'm one of the pastors at Beautiful Savior in Cincinnati, and I've been here since 2011, since I was assigned out of seminary. How long have you been at St. Paul's, Livonia?
You should remember this because it was 8 years.
8 years.
Came in at the very beginning of 2017. Doesn't feel like 8 years because of COVID, kind of.
Oh yeah, that's a weird interruption there.
Yeah. And I think one of the other weird things was at the beginning of COVID, I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I'm a foster parent. And we took 3 little boys at the beginning of COVID into our home and into our family. And so that kind of changes things when you're quarantining, going from 1 child to 4, including a baby. So
I
it's
disagree with
been
that,
kind of a
but yeah,
blur.
whatever.
You would disagree with that?
I think it doesn't change things at all. I think that's kind of the vibe I'm hoping for this podcast, where you say things and I instantly disagree with them, regardless of whether I actually agree with them or
So
not.
just like our friendship.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You've tried this before, and it works with other people, your other friends. But there was this one time we were working. Do you remember that? We were working at a factory,
Mm-hmm.
and you worked with one of our other friends normally,
Yeah.
and you would. I wouldn't say like you were unkind to him, 'cause that's not
Yeah, let's not say I was unkind to him.
but
But
you,
I would amuse myself at work by,
yeah, be, by
playing mind games
being
with him. Yeah.
by practicing sarcasm,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, that's a kind way to put
And
it.
I worked with you one day, and I was just like, "Yeah, you're not." I don't know. I pushed back a little bit, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Well, this is different. This isn't right."
Yeah. And I was like, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot you're not Ben. And that
Name drop.
was
Now when he's watching this, now he'll know.
his name's Ben
You're
Gantz.
gonna.
He lives in Juneau, Wisconsin.
All right. But that was like way into our friendship by
Mm-hmm.
that time. I think was that senior year of college.
Yeah, junior, senior year, probably. Yeah,
Okay,
if you want
so
to talk about how we.
we've been friends. We've been friends for a long time since we were 18. Although you turned 19 very quickly,
I did. Yeah, good memory.
because you're old for our class
I am.
and wise. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, where was I going with that?
Oh, just how
That
we.
was, oh yeah. So
hung
our
out.
friendship started though, freshman year. I think. Uh, I'll just do first impressions from what I remember of you when I first saw you in Greek class.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were really cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I did. So that thing we were talking about earlier, judging a book by its cover, totally accurate.
Yeah, I think we
Totally
both.
works.
Yeah, judging a book by
Yeah.
its cover is a healthy way to live your life.
How embarrassing are we going to be in our recollections? Can I be honest?
You can be honest. Hey, that's fine. I can take it.
Okay, because I want you to be. If you remember your first impression of me, I would like to hear that too.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Al used to wear an armband.
Okay, I didn't know. I didn't know that was going to be part of the honesty, but proceed. Yeah.
Sweatband, like if you were a tennis player,
Yeah.
all the time, whether
All
there
the
was
time.
tennis
It's a
that was
fashion
going to be
statement.
involved or not.
Yeah, they had the Thundercats logo on them.
Yeah, and I thought it was cool. I was like, man, he's really killing it.
I wore them in high school, and people thought they were cool. I wore them to MLC, and people are like, "What are you wearing?" I'm like, "Oh, that's not a
I
good
wish I
start
would
to
have been more
college."
vocal. You would have felt more supported. But you had a very distinct look. You looked like kind of a punk rocker kind of a thing,
I guess.
right?
Yeah.
And you I don't know if you felt this way, but you always seemed very confident. And
Oh,
I thought
then
that was cool.
I could fake it with the best of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what you do when you're a young guy. You try to appear confident and nothing phases you. But inside, I was like, but I am so concerned with how people are. I wouldn't have said perceiving me,
Mhm.
but I'm so concerned with people's opinion of me. But I don't want anyone to notice that or think that about
Mhm.
me. And so anyway, my first impression was that you were confident and cool, and pretty pretty smart. Uh, s- m- I don't want to say surprisingly, but you never know. Uh, Judging a book by its cover, you never know. But you seemed very good at Greek. That was the
Mhm.
class that I remember you from right
That's a
away.
that's a very, kind view of me. Yeah, I guess I would not have said any of those things about myself back then.
I
Yeah,
thought
I
you were going
think
to say about you. Uh,
I think I had a similar impression of you. We were in class together. We lived right next to each other, but I
yeah.
don't think we didn't talk a lot right away.
No,
Um,
I talked more with Tuds
yeah,
right away because we had an English class together.
but you had a big mop of blonde hair. Like, I
Hmm.
kind of did, not yet, but yours was way longer, and I was like I also thought you were very cool, very self-possessed, and smart as well, and just, yeah, you just seemed really comfortable around people, even people you didn't know yet, and I was not that way, so, yeah, you made it very easy for us to become friends right away.
Okay, so if we were going to be talking about the time that I actually have two stories that would apply for when we became friends. There was the first time I kind of like hung out with you,
'Kay.
just us, right? I think that's probably that's where my mind went first.
You talking
But then
the
there's
chasing the fire truck?
yes,
Mm.
chasing the fire truck. That was I still like that was I don't know, that was so cool. And I just so that you know, I didn't do that often, like run after a fire truck uh with a guy I didn't really know. But I think I threw it out there like, "Hey, let's see where it's going."
Mhm.
And then I was like, no one's gonna say like, "Let's
Yeah.
go." And then you were probably like, "Well, I'm not gonna pass up on like a dare or a pseudo dare."
Mhm.
And so we went. Um, and
Yeah,
only later
we were sitting outside the dorm in New Ulm, right outside
with
Concord. I don't remember who we
with
were all
girls
sitting
because
with,
you could have girls in your dorm room.
right?
So you had to like sit in the lobby of the dorm or go outside when it was nice, which was not not often in New Ulm.
Mhm.
Very early in the school year, it gets cold. But all right, so you go. What do you
Yeah, I
remember
remember we were
from?
just sitting there, and again, you and I didn't know each other very well, but I don't remember how the whole kinda group came together, but yeah, all of a sudden a fire truck went by, and yeah, you suggested, "Let's go chase after it," and there was no, like, hesitation in my mind, like, why wouldn't we? And so, yeah, we just both started running after, like, and I was not a runner back then, so
Wow.
just I had there wasn't any thought of, like, "How long can I go? Where's this fire truck going?" It was just like, "We gotta go see this, what's going on. Maybe help out if they need any help."
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know.
right.
Maybe
I
they'll need
mean,
someone to carry a hose or something, we can
right.
help out.
And we're
Um,
strapping young guys, and if we get sweaty, you've got that
Wristbands ready for
wristband right up
action.
there.
Yep, right, locked and
Or if a
loaded.
firefighter, I mean, they're wearing all that gear. You know,
Yeah.
they get sweaty too.
Did you need an extra? Yeah, I have auxiliary wristbands for you. Yeah, and then I think it's I don't know how far because it ended up. Do you in your mind how far did we end up running?
It was probably 6 or 8 blocks.
Yeah, it was
Um,
longer than I had thought. I was
I didn't
not.
know New Ulm was that big.
Yes, yeah, I didn't realize like that area of New Ulm went on like there was a pretty big residential area, and I don't know like probably halfway there. I think like both looked at each other like it's just us running. We don't know each other at all. Like, are we gonna keep going? And there was a sort of a unspoken like, yeah, of course,
Yeah,
let's keep going.
of course. Well, I'm not gonna be the one that says we should quit without
Mhm.
seeing the fire if it was one.
Right.
Um, and did you have this can get cut if you don't want people to know this, but did you have your inhaler with you when we were running?
Why
Or
would I be embarrassed by that? Why would I want that cut?
I don't know. I forgot where I was
Honestly,
going
I
with
probably did. I carried my inhaler a lot back then. My asthma was not good. So yeah,
I don't remember you using it though. Was
I
that pride?
probably while we were at the fire, if I had to guess, I don't remember, but I probably while you were like, "Look at the fire," I was like, took a quick hit of the inhaler, and I was like,
I
yeah.
don't think there wasn't a fire though, was there?
I don't really remember. I just remember,
I
like,
don't I think
walking we got to some cul-de-sac, and the fire truck had stopped, and I think we watched for a little bit, but, yeah, I think you're right. It wasn't,
you're
like,
like, "This
some
is
big
pretty dumb." Yeah,
conflagration or something like that.
that's the only time I've ever done that because it was such a disappointment.
Mhm.
Not the friendship, but the call that they were on was
Exactly.
just
Yeah, so
probably
then
just
we ended up then there was another realization, like, "Oh, there's, like, 6 to 8 blocks to walk back now," because
mhm,
we weren't gonna run. It's like,
no.
"Well, I guess we'll just get to know each other," and it was, like, a super fun conversation, very easy, like I said,
Yeah.
so
I do remember thinking that you were very witty and, I I don't know, it was I felt pretty comfortable pretty quick, and, yeah, I I also, I didn't know, like, very many guys,
Mhm,
n not many guys from MLS went up in the well, at all, but especially not in the pasture track. There were, like, 4 or 5 of us that
mhm,
were up there, so I had I actually I wondered for a while if any of you guys from prep even liked me or
mhm.
they just liked that I knew a lot of girls from MLS, and you were using me, which
No.
I was fine with, you know? Um, I'm not gonna be look a gift horse in the mouth, if it's when it comes to friends. So I just rode that for a while. I was like, "Hey
Yeah,
guys,
I
one slash I know a whole bunch of MLS girls that are going to Applebee's. You wanna tag along?" I just rode that wave, I think, all the way through college.
smart, smart.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
think, we both went away to high school, lived away from home, but not terribly far. How far was your home from MLS?
It was about 2 hours, 2.5
Okay.
hours,
Yeah, I was about an
but
hour away from school, so I think we both had that shared experience of, like, I went away to high school, but I spent a lot of weekends at home, and it was just a different way of growing up. So I think
mhm,
your personality just develops in a different way when
mhm.
you're living among your peers, for most of the time, and you see your parents on weekends, and it just, yeah, the
Yeah,
kind of
and
kindred
that was
spirit.
before cell phones too. So, like,
Yeah,
I don't
right.
know if you had a rule in your family, like, but the rule was you called home once a week if
Mhm.
you stayed up on the weekend, once a week.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't know that I was always good at doing that, but that was the rule. But you had to go on a
I was.
payphone. At prep, you had to go, like, find a payphone in the hall, and all these people would be walking by, and you're just, like, trying to be quiet, like, "I'm a little
Mhm.
lonely this week. I sure do love you, mom," and it's like, as all these, like, football players are walking by and just trying to, like, keep them from hearing that you're having this emotional conversation.
So, this is a blast from the past, but, when I was in high school, you could get your own 1-800 number.
Oh, yeah. I remember
And
that.
my parents had a 1-800 number, so this was, like, the era of calling cards, we
Mhm.
did that for a little bit, but you could get a 1-800 number and a PIN, and so you never had an excuse, kind of like cell phones, not to call home. It's like, "Well, we've got a 1-800 number."
Right.
You can't say, like, "Well, I didn't have a phone with long distance calling."
Mhm.
I feel like we're gonna have to have a glossary of terms if we're trying to,
Reaching the middle.
talk,
Yeah.
like, we're trying to reach, late high school or college age, they're like, "What's a rotary phone?
Mhm.
What's a movie store?"
Maybe that could be part of this. Each week, we'll cover some old thing from the '90s and be like, "This is what this was."
Yeah.
Sure, people will love that. Yeah.
I think first thing we should cover is JNCO jeans.
Come on, guys.
Oh, JNCO
Uh,
jeans. Yeah.
remember those?
My wife and I were just talking about those. Yeah, my wife Carrie was one of, Josh's good friends in high school and beyond, and yeah, she was, we were talking about being jealous of other people wearing JNCO jeans. For the listener or viewer at home, JNCO jeans were extremely wide leg jeans. Like,
Mhm.
whatever you're thinking in terms of JNCOs,
Not wide
take that
enough.
and triple it. Yeah, they were.
Yeah, so you know how, like, normally on a pair of pants, the waist is the biggest opening on the pair of
Mhm.
pants? Not
Yeah,
with JNCO jeans.
not with JNCO
Uh,
jeans.
the legs would be about twice the size of the waist.
And
Uh,
sometimes they would have, like, patches on the back of,
mhm,
like,
giant
like a
patches.
little character being like, like that.
And pockets that went way like, almost to your knee.
You could fit your CD, like, your little portable CD player. I never did that, but and people that
Okay,
had JNCO jeans, I
back
saw
up.
them.
Portable CD player, what's
No way.
that? For the listener at home. I
Put
don't
your
think I have a Discman any
put your disc in there. Yeah.
so it's
Anti-skip
like a
protecting, this is a
clamshell,
lie.
just opens right up?
Anti-skip is a lie, by the way. But yeah, people had the put the whole CD player in your pocket and put your headphones in. Oh,
Uh-huh.
hard to think of a cooler look.
No, that was man, if you had your JNCO jeans, your portable CD player, uh, you were you were killing it back then. You were just doing really well for yourself. I never had JNCO jeans.
Me neither. Just back to the walk back from the fire quick. I remember very clearly you asking me two questions that really made me think. You said, and I quote, "Do you
This
think one day podcast
just
will be a
this
thing?"
this might be made up just for just a
No.
disclaimer.
No, I remember clearly. You said, "Do you think one day podcast will be a thing?" And question two, if so, do you want to do one with me? A couple years
Yeah,
down the
I
line.
should have invested early
And I said,
because
"I
I
don't know
did
what you're
have
talking
that
about."
thought like early on, but like everything, I procrastinated. I don't even know if can you buy stock in podcasts?
I'm not going to pretend like I know what stocks are.
Okay. Well,
So
let's assume you can.
should we talk a little bit about what we hope the podcast will be and content wise?
Yes. Why
So,
don't you start?
okay. So I think we'll probably, since we're both pastors, I think it'd be good to take a look at some scripture each time and maybe just a very brief overview of what the scripture says, maybe some applications, especially for people in their late teens, early 20s. I think that'll be part of it. And then maybe also touching on some topical things, whether it's something that's happening culturally in the moment or just sort of trends that we see, or things that young people are wrestling with and addressing them as pastors, or maybe talking through how we maybe handled something similar when we were that age, for better or for worse. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. What are you thinking?
I definitely like the scriptural aspect. And it doesn't have to be hey, I wrote a sermon on this, but just
Mm-hmm.
what I like to do is like find a Bible passage early in the day and then just kind of think about it. Uh so like today I was thinking of well, I taught catechism earlier. And so I was thinking about my favorite Bible passage and I shared it with the catechism students. Um and you can just kind of ponder it. And the Bible does say, if anything is good, excellent, noble, or praiseworthy, think about such things. So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if you've ever done like man, I'm thinking about this really negative thing, like a lot, like it's
Mm-hmm.
just kind of take over my brain space. um and like sometimes I consciously will say I need something better to think about.
Mm-hmm.
uh like my favorite Bible passage, which is Ephesians 2 verse 8. For it is by grace you've been saved through faith, and this not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. I just find that like I don't know, like just kind of calms me down
Mm-hmm.
uh when I put all this pressure on myself. It refocuses my attention on Jesus and said like he did everything on my behalf. Not that he leaves me with nothing to do. He does give us work to do. But when it comes to salvation, it's all done for you. So I wouldn't call it a mantra, but I find myself pondering that Bible passage a lot.
That's my confirmation verse and Carrie's. So
What?
I know we don't believe in things like destiny or fate necessarily, but man, you end up marrying someone who has
That
your
is
same confirmation passage. It's like,
I did the same thing.
really?
Yes. Uh
Julie has the same confirmation passage?
yeah.
What's
We
yours?
both have Revelation 2:10. Be
Oh,
faithful even to the point of death, and I will give you the crown of life. Although
nice.
I think the NIV 2011 messed with it, so it says
Victor's
something different.
crown, I believe.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Mm,
Just because it's different and I don't like things that are different
yeah,
when
as
I
well.
got used to them being the
Nor
other
should
way.
you. Yeah,
But yeah, I also learned that was my mom's confirmation verse and my grandpa's.
cool.
One of my grandpas. I had two. But
I like that.
yeah.
So yeah, I think that'll be, I don't know, I think we're shooting somewhere between 10, 15 minutes, but based on this first one, it could creep up to 20 sometimes. I think you and I get along well, so we like
Yeah.
talking.
Now everyone's gonna know though.
Yeah. I think we're gonna cook up some drama as we go along too, some things that
Okay.
we like, air some
We should start a flame
grievances.
war on social media and then
Yeah.
kind of like
Mm-hmm.
have a really we'll call it awkward podcast, where we like are just kind of like both giving one word answers.
Yeah. Oh man. What if we were like the first like passive aggressive podcast that was
Oh,
just
that's a
sort of like,
great idea.
what do you
That
want to talk
sounds
about?
really
Like,
good.
I don't know, you go first. I like that idea. That would be, I think that'd be unlistenable, but I think
Oh
it'd
no,
be an
you
interesting experiment.
like to go first. You can go first again. Why not?
Yeah,
Lines
since you
don't
like
matter.
talk so much,
Turns.
you can go first. Why not? I'll just listen.
I think this has legs. I really do. This is going to gain some traction. The passive aggressive. I think that's going to change the whole tide of the podcast.
The pod
To where no
game.
one wants. What?
That's why you asked me a
Pod
while ago
game?
if I wanted to do this, and I said, yeah. I remember telling you I want to shake up the pod game.
Oh, I have never heard that term, the pod game.
I just made it up.
Oh.
I think we need a good way to like a good catchphrase on the way out that maybe we could say at the same time. But I don't know if workshopping it here right now is the best place to do it.
I
But
think that's probably the best approach is just workshopping it. Like stay classy.
stay classy. That's not bad. But what
It's
if it
not-
was like it's got to be something punny, like with us as pastors or something from our. How about like we would say like, don't forget to chase that fire truck, that like as a reference.
That has nothing to do with being pastors.
Why is this? It's so negative. I'm trying to like come up with stuff here and just putting the kibosh on it.
Okay, how about that is a really bad idea? That's positive. That's saying what it is.
Yeah, okay, that was much easier to
Yeah.
take.
Way to chase that fire truck.
All right.
All right, yeah. Let's just for this one time. On the
We're gonna
count
say
of
it on
three.
3. So we're gonna say,
Yeah.
don't forget to chase that fire truck.
Yeah.
We're gonna say it together.
You do the count.
1, 2, 3. Don't forget to
chase that fire truck.
Perfectly aligned.
All right.
Cut.